Emily, can you find out if I'm allowed to announce Sunday's game time? Oh, really? I heard all of them saying it was 7 p.m. for sure. Because he's back. Can you go ask? His name escapes me. Yeah, he just walked in the back. I was going to announce it the after South Carolina's, if that's the case. No. Okay. Gotcha. All right, everybody ready? Good in the back? Okay. All right, everyone, welcome. Please silence your cell phones. Raise your hand if you've got a question, and we'll bring you the mic. Please also state your name and affiliation before you ask a question. The Jacksonville locker room is now open for the next 30 minutes. We'll begin with an opening statement from the coach, followed by questions for the student athletes, and finally questions for the coach. With that, we're joined with head coach Yolette McPhee-McEwen and student athletes Kristen Mercer, Sharanda Reddick, and Brianna Brown. Coach, an opening statement, please.
First of all, I just want to, hats off to South Carolina. They're everything that we expected them to be. I expected to see them in the Final Four this year, and I told Coach Staley I would be disappointed if I didn't. As far as my team is concerned, words can't describe I can't even put into words how proud I am of my squad. To be able to come on this stage and compete and represent ourselves, our families, the university, and the Atlantic Sun Conference, I wouldn't have it any other way, And for us, we'll be back. That'll be our summer off-season plans, and we just look forward to the future.
Questions for the student athletes up front?
David Cloninger with the state. If each of you could comment, their size was obviously going to be an issue. How did you come out and try to limit them, especially early?
All week we prepared on their size, doubling and triple teaming as much as we could, and just walling up and making them finish over us, and then boxing out, going for rebounds.
As Brianna stated, our coaches gave us a game plan and we had to execute it. So, yeah.
Game plan was big all week. Wow. The game plan was big all week. We just tried to go out there and execute to the best of our ability.
Question in the middle.
David Caravello with the Post-Courier in Charleston. Ladies, their offensive struggles early, how much of that was what you guys were doing defensively? And your 13-point game in the third quarter, are you allowing yourself to think we're in this against number one seed?
I think definitely from the beginning we thought we were in this. We never came with a doubt. We always had the expectation that we were going to come out with the win. And like I said before, coaches gave us a game plan. And that's what we tried to implement. But things happened, and South Carolina just came up with a better game. Better, yeah. Yeah.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Thank you, ladies. Okay, questions for Coach? Left side?
Kind of staying with that, the game plan, you obviously said every team has a weakness and you're going to go focusing on some things. What were you trying to do against South Carolina from the outset?
Well, we knew the perimeter, they wasn't as strong as far as, 1 through 3. And so we tried to play off the percentages. And the percentages showed that they're pretty strong inside. And they just wore us down. I mean, we just physically could not match with their bigs, and that's just what it is. So I got to go recruit.
Up front?
Coach, at least through the first 3 quarters, you were right there in the rebounding edge. Just what was, what enabled you to get some of those balls and keep even on the glass?
Yeah, I think rebounding is about will. South Carolina is a team where their front court is 6'5", 6'4". They really don't have to jump. They just reach up and grab the rebound. My team is athletic. We ranked in the top 25 in rebounds. And so we just use our athleticism to the best of our abilities, especially, when they were loose.
Question in the middle?
Coach, I'm sure y'all saw on film how they're so able to drop a big run on somebody. When you're coaching against them, I mean, how cognizant are you of not letting that get started? When it does, how hard is it to stop it?
Were you at the game? It was very hard to stop it. There are certain things that none of our posts are going to grow 3-4 inches because we're playing South Carolina. So what we tried to do is neutralize it as much as possible. I felt for the first 2 quarters we did a great job of that. I'm not trying to have a moral victory, but we really could have came in here and just laid down. And we didn't, and we showed fight. And my ladies played their hearts out for 40 minutes. They were just a better team.
Any other questions for Coach? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll be back, just hopefully not here.
The Jacksonville locker room will be open until 10:20. South Carolina will be along shortly. Sure. If you want all the players, you can grab right there. All right. For those that just joined us, please silence your cell phones. Raise your hand if you've got a question, and we'll bring you the mic. Please state your name and affiliation. The South Carolina locker room is now open for the next 30 minutes. We'll begin with an opening statement from the coach, followed by questions for the student athletes, and finally questions for the coach. We're joined now by head coach Don Staley and student athletes Elena Coates and Tiffany Mitchell. Coach, an opening statement, please.
It was great to kind of get things started after being off for so long. I thought we came out a little rusty. Maybe Jacksonville had something to do with that, but I thought after halftime we made a few adjustments and we opened the game up. So I was glad to see our players respond to that.
Thank you. Coach, questions for the student athletes up front?
David Cloninger with the state. Elena, you missed a couple of shots early, but then you really started to put it together. Just how much was their physicality when you were trying to finish a factor in those first few shots?
It was kind of a slight factor. I knew they were going to come out and all right. I knew they were going to come out and be tough, but after a while, we started, just having to, go at it for 40 minutes, on both ends of the floor. It started to tire them down, so I kind of, took that time to really go at them.
Right side.
You gave me a cough.
Hold on.
You try.
Go ahead.
Ladies, when you're not in the offensive rhythm you want to be earlier in the game, do you figure the run is coming eventually, or I mean, how do you? Is that always in the back of your head that you guys can drop that on somebody, or do you not take it for granted like that?
I think so. I think we always have a weapon with our defense. Our defense creates offense for us, so we know if we're struggling offensively, we can pick up the pressure defense so we can create some offense.
Back left on camera.
So Watch Fox, how would you guys say how difficult the first round game is as far as just it being the big tournament?
I mean, everyone in this tournament is going to be a test. So they didn't make it to the tournament for no reason. So we know we were going to get Jacksonville's best shot. So we were prepared for it, and we handled business today.
Up front.
Tiff, not just you specifically, but all the guards, why so many threes? I think you missed your first 9. Was it just that's what they were giving you, or did you just we're trying to open up the game up?
I think we were just taking what the defense was giving us. The initial game plan was go inside, but we just kind of settled for jump shots, and she told us pound the ball in the paint because, obviously it wasn't working for us early on. So once we got the ball inside the outside shots started to open up for us.
Left side.
For either of you, obviously, like you said, every team's good that gets in the NCAA tournament, but not every team goes the whole time. How nice is it to have an opponent that challenges you for all 40 minutes?
It feels good to know Jacksonville competed with us for a little bit. But, we're going to get that each game in and game out. So I think this is a good test for us early on.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Thank you, ladies. Questions for Coach Staley. Up front.
Donna, the same thing, especially in the first half. Were you starting to get frustrated with so many threes being taken, or were you just saying, okay, it's okay, the run will come eventually?
No, I like for us to not have so many lapses in our offense, and I think I told our players at halftime, we're not playing with any fluidity. We're not synced up, and we'll make those shots if it's coming in the flow of the offense. I thought we got a little trigger happy early on. And part of the reason I don't think our post players were dominant in the paint. And when they're not dominant in the paint, our perimeter players feel like they got a better shot at making shots at that point. But the adjustment we made was, Elena just taking the ball towards the basket and staying on balance and focusing and finishing. And I thought she did that extremely well in the second half.
Left side.
When things weren't exactly going the way you wanted to early offensively, how nice was it to see the defense kind of keep you going in that regard?
Well, I think our players have to understand that, our program was built on defense. It's the stable force. It is the thing that we do extremely well, and we're pretty consistent with it. So, for us, we have to, our offense has to catch up with our defense. And if that does happen, we look like a totally different basketball team.
Up front on the right.
Josh Kendall with the state. Don, do you look at this tournament as a process where you build on each game, or is it 6 separate units for you?
Well, I like to think of it as a process to continue to get better, continue to be able to make adjustments from game to game. Obviously, we've been in this situation before, so we're familiar with it. Nothing's going to catch us off guard. So it is a process, for our players to continue to see what issues we had in this game, and then try to correct those things with the day in between, and get better as the tournament progresses.
In regard to step one tonight being step one of that process, did you like what you saw? Do you feel good about where you are in the build-up, the run-up?
Well, I like the fact that from the first half to the second half, we were able to execute. We were able to, sync up both offensively and defensively, and we went inside a lot more. And once we went inside a lot more, the basket got bigger for our perimeter players, and we got shots to go down that were expected shots. And I think our perimeter players have to understand when they take ill-advised shots that we're not expecting. We got 2 6'5" and 6'4" post players that can rebound the ball. If they don't know a shot is going up, we lose that option.
Up front.
Dawn, another, kind of a spark performance from Bianca coming off the bench. She's had some good tournament performances last year. Do you kind of see that building for her, and how pleased are you that she seems to be playing her best at the end of the year?
Just really pleased with her progress. She's been a lot more focused. She's been putting a little bit more time into her game, and the short, amount of time that she's applied herself, basketball is going to be good to you, and it's been that for her. So we're looking forward to her continuing that, because she gives us something totally different than probably anybody on our team gives us.
Up front.
You got to see a good bit of the K-State game. What was your immediate, impression of the Wildcats and what they'll bring at you Sunday?
Well, K-State doesn't wow you with anything besides the fact that they play hard all the time. They're calculating in what they want to get. They want to work inside out, and they're pretty good at it. And they just play hard for 40 minutes. It's blue collar, and they've played in some great games, playing in the Big 12. Is it the Big 12? It's the Big 12, yes. Playing in the Big 12. So we're not going to take them lightly. I think it's a great game for us to be played here at Colonial Life Arena.
Any more questions for Coach? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
South Carolina locker room is open until 10:30. Tomorrow morning, the Kansas State press conference is at 11:20 a.m. The South Carolina press conference is at 1:20 p.m. Thank you.